In this video, we're going to be critiquing a singles point played between John and Charles, both of who are members at the forums on essentialtennis.com. And what we're going to be looking for is the shot selection between both of these players. Now, just one note strategically between these two, both of them have a little bit stronger forehand than backhand, which is pretty common for most players. And they're both right around a strong 3.5 or 4.0 level player. Charles is on the top of your screen. He has the blue shorts on. He's a little bit stronger of a player than John is, who is on the bottom wearing the white shorts. So let's go ahead and get started here. And we start things off with a serve by John out to Charles's forehand, which is fine. And, you know, in serve selection in general, I would encourage you guys to serve towards your opponent's weakness most of the time. That being said, mixing your serves up and keeping your opponent guessing is definitely something worthwhile as well. So we're just going to leave the shot selection on the serve alone and go ahead and see what they do as far as shot selection during the point. Now, most of the time here, I would like to see Charles hit this cross court. It's the percentage shot by far as opposed to going down the line, and it's just a safe way to get the point started. Let's see what happens. Charles takes this return, and he does that. He keeps it cross court. Now, this is going across to John's strength, which is his forehand, and the ball is going across his body to the outside. This is an outside ball, and so those of you who are familiar with the Wardlaw directionals know that he should go cross court with this shot most of the time. Let's see if he ends up doing that. And he does. He plays a rally ball back to Charles again, back cross court. And so far this point has started off solid in terms of strategy. They're playing cross court, which is the high percentage play. The net is lower and the court is longer. They're playing back to each other's strengths. But I like to see a point get started, and I like to see both players be patient. So that's good. Now, Charles here mixes things up. And I don't necessarily agree with this play because John had hit a good deep shot on the shot previous. Maybe he just caught this late. I'm not sure. But he ends up taking his forehand here down the line towards John's backhand, which works out well for Charles because this is typically John's weaker side. He's able to hit good shots off his backhand side, but he's definitely a stronger forehand player. Now, this is John's opportunity here. He has a chance now to take this ball and hit it cross court and actually hit back to Charles's weakness, which is his backhand. So I would really like to see John start to dictate the point here, take this backhand and maybe put it close to the lines, put it deep in the court, and play a cross court rally ball. Going down the line here would really not make any sense at all because not only is it a lower percentage shot in general because the net is higher and the court is shorter, but it's going right back to the strength of his opponent. So I would really like to see a cross-court shot in this situation here by John. He ends up going down the line. And at this point, Charles is probably feeling pretty comfortable about this point and ends up going back to the weakness again of John. Now, this is not necessarily a shot, again, that I would recommend, and Charles has just gone down the line twice in a row. However, I can't say that it's a bad strategy because he's taking his stronger side, his side that he's most confident with, his forehand, and he's gone towards the weakness of John twice in a row. And he's done it consistently. He's put it nice and deep in the court. He's not putting it terribly close to the lines where it's risky. And I get the feeling that he's just playing towards John's weakness now. Now, John, here's his second backhand in a row of the point. And again, I would really like to see him take this shot and go cross court again to start to play towards the weaker side of his opponent, Charles. And this is another opportunity that he has to hopefully swing the points in his favor and start playing over towards the weaker side of his opponent. John doesn't do that. He takes it down the line again, and he gives Charles an inside forehand. The ball is moving towards Charles's body. And again, this is Charles' strength. So he's just played 3 shots in a row back to Charles's forehand, which is his more comfortable side. And this one Charles really makes him pay. He pulls this one cross courts, pulls John off the courts, and John isn't able to return this one. So just to review, John played the serve to Charles's forehand, and again, that's debatable whether or not that's a good idea. But then he plays 3 ground strokes in a row back to Charles's forehand, which is his stronger side, and 2 of them were outside backhands that the directionals say should really go cross court anyway because it's a higher percentage shot. But not only that, but we've got Charles's strength, which is down the line, and we're giving Charles an inside forehand shot with John standing over on the left side of the court. So just giving really Charles a freebie, a wide open court to hit cross court and pull that inside forehand cross court and put the ball away. So these are opportunities, and these are situations that I see all the time in average level tennis, whether it be, really anywhere between 3.0 and 4.0. And these are opportunities that you guys have during singles matches, and they're patterns that you really have to pay attention to. If you feel like you're being rushed, like John was here, Charles is a little bit stronger player than him. So I know that John really felt kind of under pressure and probably felt like he didn't have a lot of time to react to these shots. But these are opportunities and things that John should work on, and all of you guys should work on as well. Identify when you do have patterns that can be advantageous to you. In this situation, it was John with the outside backhands that he could have taken cross court, but he ended up hitting them down the line back to Charles's strength, and in the end, it ended up biting him.